Hello and welcome to this video, where we'll be summarizing Chapter 7 of Robert Louis Stevenson's classic novel, Treasure Island. In this chapter, titled I Go to Bristol, we see our protagonist Jim Hawkins leaving the inn and setting out on the journey that will lead him to the treasure of Captain Flint. The chapter begins with Jim waking up early in the morning and feeling excited about the adventure that lies ahead of him. He goes downstairs to find his mother and the other guests of the inn already awake, and they all bid him farewell as he prepares to leave. Jim heads out to the village to look for a ride to Bristol, which is where the ship he's meant to board is docked. He's able to find a wagon that's heading in that direction and he hops on, feeling hopeful about what the future holds. However, the journey proves to be more difficult than Jim had anticipated. The wagon is slow and bumpy, and the driver is a grumpy old man who doesn't seem to be in a good mood. To make matters worse, it starts to rain heavily, and Jim is forced to endure the cold and wet weather for hours. When they finally arrive in Bristol, Jim is exhausted and soaked to the bone. He makes his way to the dock where the Hispaniola is supposed to be. But when he gets there, he realizes that he doesn't know what the ship looks like. He starts to panic, thinking that he might have missed his chance to join the crew and go on the adventure of a lifetime. Just when things seem hopeless, Jim spots a man who looks like he might be a sailor. He approaches the man and asks him if he knows where the Hispaniola is, and to his relief, the man says that he's seen it and points Jim in the right direction. Jim hurries to the ship and meets the captain, who introduces him to the rest of the crew. He also meets Long John Silver, the ship's cook, who takes a liking to Jim and gives him a piece of advice that will prove to be important later on in the story. And that's the summary of Chapter 7 of Treasure Island, I Go to Bristol. We see Jim leaving the comfort of the inn and setting out on the journey that will lead him to the Hispaniola and the adventure that awaits him. The journey is difficult, but Jim is determined to reach his destination, and when he finally does, he meets the crew and gets one step closer to finding the treasure of Captain Flint. Thank you for watching.